Hello. So today we are talking about what we gain when we make a change. And I think I'm going to focus specifically on weight loss because that's kind of it's an easy, relatable type of example because we're thinking about losing something and we also gain when we're losing the weight. We're gaining experience, we're gaining vitality, we're gaining strength, we're gaining so many things. But this is going to be applicable to kind of any change that we make because oftentimes we feel like we need to give something up in order to get the change or the life that we are trying to create for ourselves. So in the weight loss example, and I'm thinking kind of, someone wants to lose 30 pounds or 50 pounds or even more than that. They often have a reason, and sometimes it's purely medical. I just need to get my health in check. I want to get my blood pressure in order, or I want to get get off medication because of my cholesterol or my blood pressure, something like this. So purely medical, completely valid. And then there's others. I want to look like I did in college. I don't really like the way that my body looks. I want to look better. So it's kind of a just physical appearance, looking better. Sometimes it's feeling better. I gained weight and now I can't move. I feel more stiff. I don't feel, I feel lethargic, or I feel, just not as vibrant as I once did. And then there are those are kind of maybe intrinsic. Those are more internal. Some of them are more internal. I'm mixing internal and external. But then others can be more external because you want to do it for something, to gain something outside of you. So more time with your kids. You want to play with your kids. And now you don't have the strength or the energy or the mobility to do that. Or you want to travel and you're not able to move around a lot. You want to see a family member, you want to see new cultures, you want to experience new things. It could be anything. But why you want to lose the weight is actually what you're gaining. And a lot of people that I talk to aren't really clear on that why, like that reason. So there's a surface reason, and then there's an underneath the surface reason. And sometimes you gotta there's 3 or 4 different layers underneath the surface reason that really, really get to the core of why you're doing what you're doing and what you're actually going to gain. So yes, if I lose the 20 pounds, I can fit into the jeans and I will feel better about myself. I will look better in the mirror. My physical appearance will look better to me in my eyes. If I lose the weight, then I will gain energy and strength and vitality that I didn't have, and I will now have more time with my kids, and my kids will get more quality time with me. So you're gaining the quality time, you're gaining the wearing of the clothes, you're getting the feeling better, you'll be confident, you'll sit up straight, right? But we don't always think of those as wins. We think of those as kind of the weight loss is the means to the end, but we're gaining so much more than just freedom to move. Now, I say just, and it's very it sounds like almost inconsequential, but coming from me, that's I don't take that lightly at all. Coming from someone who used to take pills to get up in the day and actually be able to walk and function, I don't take the ability to get up and walk and move freely lightly. Because there was a time where I could not do that. So I take that very seriously. and am grateful for every day that I can get up and move around on my own without medication and up and down the stairs without medication. Like, top-notch gratitude. But we don't always have that in perspective when we're thinking about the weight loss, because we're thinking, I'm going to lose the weight and I have to give up the burgers and I have to give up the alcohol and I have to give up the dessert and I have to give up and I have to give up and I have to, like, we think about the things that I have to give up in order to get this goal, like to lose this weight. And I want to check us on that, because we are exposing ourselves to new things. We're trying different things. We're getting past our fear of change, even if sometimes your coach or your trainer needs to pull you, kicking and screaming sometimes, to try something new. We often overlook the power that trying that new thing and stepping past the fear and acting anyway, and, you know, trying the veggie burger versus the hamburger, or, you know, the bean burger, or trying the oat milk ice cream instead of the regular dairy milk ice cream. We're not giving ourselves credit for the creativity that we gain, giving ourselves credit for the strength that we gain, the shedding of the layers and the old mindsets, and the willingness to explore. We don't give ourselves credit for that, and we don't see that as a gain. We get caught up in enduring a loss of an identity. If you're someone who goes out and, you know, drinks a lot, or, you know, has a drink with friends or things like that. I know I've worked with people who get really frustrated at, you know, if you say, all right, you know, no sugar, no salt, no alcohol, no this, no that, we're going to try this for a little bit. And the immediate thought is, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? I mean, yeah, that's kind of a shock to the system, but the thought is, oh, I'm losing all of these things because I can't have them anymore. But really it's, okay, well, how do I get creative to satisfy this potential void that might be there? And then that's where the magic happens, because we can, one, get creative and say, okay, well, what can I do instead? And sometimes there's, you know, roots that we need to dig up to see, okay, well, why am I doing this behavior anyway? Why am I having this belief anyway? How did this start? Where did this come from? Am I doing this because I feel pressured to do it? Am I doing this because I have programming to do it? I've just done it because it's habit. Or is this something that I genuinely enjoy and, you know, get some benefit out of? And what else can I do? So really getting in touch with why certain changes are something that you want to do, something that you want to make, and what you're willing to and not willing to do to make that change happen. Because I've talked about the power of mindset, and I've talked about kind of prioritizing certain things in your life to make a goal or a change happen. But being willing to think about what you're gaining with that change, with that loss, so to speak. If you're losing the weight, you're losing a different, like that old version of you. We'll say the weight represents the old version of you. If you're changing your house, or you're changing your job, or you're changing the relationship, there's a version of you that lives in that space, physically, energetically. There's a version of you that lives in that, and that version of you can go away. It doesn't mean you go away, because we're creating a new version of you in this new kind of new energy, new space, new area of possibility. But there's a gain. There's a gain with that supposed loss. So I invite you to think about, if you're trying to make a big change, big or little, this could be big or little, so size is relative. If you're making a change in your life, any sort of change, what are you going to gain? How is your life going to be more expansive? How are the possibilities going to be more abundant with this change? Rather than, what are you losing by embarking upon the journey to make this change happen and make it a reality? Something to think about.